Good morning, dear students of fourth semester. Today we will discuss about what is the general linear hypothesis. So earlier we have completed two theorems on testing general linear hypothesis, and now we have to understand what is the linear hypothesis. So in the beginning we have stated that the problem of testing general linear hypothesis is a multivariate generalization of the Gauss-Markov linear model in the univariate case. So the statement here is the same as the statement that we have in the first theorem in the beginning of this chapter. So let x1, x2, xn be n independent observations from the n normal populations, np ba1 sigma, np ba2 sigma, and so on, np ba n sigma respectively, where B is a P by R matrix of unknown parameters. A is A1, A2, AN. A1, A2, AN are the columns of A. Is a given R by N matrix and of rank R, and the N greater than or equal to P plus R. So under these assumptions, we partition B as B1, B2, where B1 has R1 columns and B2 has R2 columns. R2 is R minus R1 rows, so that B2 is R by R2. Now consider the problem of testing the hypothesis S naught B1 is equal to B naught, where B naught is some P by R1 given matrix, P by R1. So this see this H naught here. The hypothesis of the form H naught B1 is equal to B naught is called a multivariate general linear hypothesis. Okay, so this is the definition of general linear hypothesis. H naught B1 is equal to B naught. So our problem in this general linear hypothesis is to obtain a likelihood ratio test for the hypothesis H naught. So getting a likelihood ratio test of H naught is a very long process and a tedious process. It needs several steps so that the solution is obtained step by step in the sequel. So some of the theorems we will not discuss the proof. We simply state what the theorem says, and then we will apply it. So theorem 1 is without proof again. Following the partition of B as B1 is to B2, where B1 has R1 columns, B2 has R2 columns, the corresponding partitions of E and F are E is equal to E1, E2, F is equal to F11, F12, F21, F22, where E1 and E2 are of R1 and R2 columns. This is corresponding to B1, B2. And F11 is R1 by R1. Then the conditional MLE of B2 and the sigma are given by B2 double cap. This is conditional, not this conditional. B2 double cap is conditional. That conditional means under the hypothesis. This is equal to E2 minus B naught F12 F22 inverse, and N sigma double cap is equal to N sigma cap plus B1 cap minus B naught F11 dot 2 B1 cap minus B naught prime. So what is F11 dot 2? New, it is a new notation. This is F11 minus F12 F22 inverse F21, and the B cap is equal to B1 cap minus B naught, and sigma cap are unconditional MLE of B and sigma. So without the assumption of the hypothesis, we have the unconditional MLE of B and sigma. Unconditional MLE of B cap is equal to B1 cap minus B naught, and that of sigma cap, that is sigma cap. We know this is also the notation for unconditional MLE of sigma. So these two are used in the conditional MLE of N sigma double cap. So this is the theorem, but we will not do the proof of the theorem. We will simply understand how we have obtained these unconditional estimates MLEs of B2 as well as sigma double cap as well as sigma. After the theorem, the likelihood ratio lambda by our formula is this. Lambda is equal to determinant sigma k by determinant sigma double k whole to the power n by 2. So the power is here now. This implies that lambda to the power 2 by n is equal to, in the numerator, n sigma cap. N sigma n is in the denominator, n sigma double cap. N will cancel out, no problem, if we put determinant sigma cap or determinant n sigma cap, because in the denominator also we will introduce n sigma double cap here. But n sigma double cap is equal to, here, this is the n sigma double cap. So this value is from the theorem, in the denominator n sigma double cap is this. So determinant n sigma cap by determinant of this n sigma double cap. Here n sigma cap, which is the unconditional MLE, is referred to as within corrected sums of product matrix, or simply it is also said within matrix. It's called within corrected sums of product matrix, and we generally denote it by W. And B1 cap, this portion B1 cap minus B naught F11 dot 2 B1 k minus B naught prime is referred to as the matrix of between corrected sums of product matrix. Between corrected sums of product matrix, and simply between matrix. Yeah, is denoted by Q. Okay. So why the underlying reason why it is called within matrix, why n sigma k is called within matrix, and why this is called between matrix is very logically because n sigma cap speaks of the unconditional variability within the given sample, whereas noting that the matrix F11 dot 2 is positive definite, and that the matrix B1 cap minus B naught is the difference between the unconditional and the corresponding assigned, that is conditional, submatrices. The positive definite matrix, this matrix B1 cap minus B naught F11 dot 2 B1 cap minus B naught prime, precisely reflects the departure of the hypothesis H naught from the true population represented by the given sample. So under this another angle is that n sigma cap speaks of the unconditional error within the sample. So n sigma cap, this is the unconditional variability within the sample. Sigma is the unconditional MLE. So we said that we refer to it as within corrected sums of product matrix, or simply within matrix. And this matrix is generally denoted by this matrix represents the error in the assumption S naught. The matrix n sigma double cap, that is in the denominator here, equals the sum of the conditional error. This is the conditional error. This is the unconditional error. N sigma cap is the sum of the unconditional error and the assumption error. This is the unconditional error and this is the assumption error. This is the unconditional error. This is the assumption error. Here. Then represents, we call it the total corrected sums of product matrix. The denominator is called the total corrected sums of product matrix. And without the unconditional part, this part is called the matrix of between corrected sums of product matrix. So try to understand it from the book also. So from this equation, now with the new notation, In the numerator will be determinant W. In the denominator will be W plus Q prime. Here it is the prime, Q prime. So prime should be inside. There is some mistake. Prime should be inside. This prime should be inside. This is only Q prime only. You correct it. So to complete the solution of the problem, we have to find spelling is wrong. We have to find the distribution of V, that is lambda, new notation, V is new notation, lambda to the power 2 by n, this is this, under the null hypothesis H naught. So we will find the solution step by step in the next continuing classes. And up to this, you have tried to understand what is the general linear hypothesis. And after that, this likelihood ratio lambda is this expression is determinant W by determinant W plus Q prime. This prime should be Q prime only, not for the whole prime. Okay. So next will be a series of theorems where some theorems are proved, some theorems are without proof. Okay. Have a good day. Stay safe.